I'm Will Lockamy.
And I'm Reid Lockamy.
And welcome to the Iron Bowl Hour.
Or as we like to call it, the show that's happy to announce that even Will and I got in on a few plays late in the game against Arkansas.
On tonight's show,
is it safe to try to tackle Eddie Lacy?
No.
Will, I'm willing to bet money that wide receiver caught the third season premiere of Downton Abbey last night because he is catching everything. And gosh, I'm excited about Downton Abbey this season.
What is that? It's officially football season. It's really cold and really windy. Reid, it's time for Agree to Disagree.
I agree.
I disagree.
With the way they have been playing teams throughout the past 2 weeks and throughout their history, should Monroe be the next team invited to join the SEC?
Well, yeah, of course they should. Are you kidding me? They beat Arkansas, the number 8 team in the nation. They went to Auburn and took that team to overtime.
No.
Why is there even any question here? We have Kentucky losing to the meatwads of Western Kentucky.
It's true.
We have Ole Miss still in this conference. Are you serious? Yeah, of course. Welcome, Monroe.
This is still Louisiana Monroe. They don't even they're not even their own university with their own little place.
This
they have
used to be Louisiana Monroe. Now it's Louisiana Monroe.
No, it's La Monroe. It's not. It's like a syllable in a song from The Sound of Music or something. It's not even a real place, right? Listen, they've had some impressive victories, but not because of anything that they've done that would that would make them deserving of a spot in the SEC. It's all because, as we talked about before, because of teams like Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama in 2007 not playing very well.
Reid, it's a big deal. Anytime any team, and I mean any team, even another SEC West team, can go on the road in the SEC and win a game or take a team to overtime, especially a team like Monroe. Are they in a conference even? I don't know. Well, we should put them in ours.
Okay, listen, but here's the other thing, is that this is not an SEC school going on the road and beating an SEC team, right? What this is, with the exception of Auburn, right, because they shouldn't have been looking past anybody, but Alabama in 2007, Arkansas this season, they're not game planning, for Monroe, right? They're looking past Monroe. Don't tell Nick Saban, he'll be angry.
Tell him that.
But they are, and so that's part of why Monroe, and also they have nothing to lose. So their coach is able to come out with this extremely aggressive plan, and it's hard to beat a team when you're not very good and they're very aggressive.
Well, surely the issue is going to come down to television market, and Mike Slive is really trying to get into Monroe, Louisiana.
Which I guess is a real place. Listen, Will, here's another reason that Monroe should not be. They are the Warhawks, right? Warhawks. What is that even? I don't even know what a warhawk is. I'm assuming it's a type of bird, a hawk. That sounds right. But then
it's not like a war eagle.
Well, I don't know what that is either, right? But the point is, that's not a real mascot. It's a step above the Fighting Meatwads of Western Kentucky, but it's not a real thing as far as I'm concerned. They have no place in the SEC.
You know what a real mascot is, Reid?
What's
a
that?
green wave.
Go Green Wave.
There was little doubt at the beginning of the season that Alabama, LSU, and Arkansas were the cream of the SEC West crop. Now that Arkansas is considering disbanding their team, is Mississippi State the third best team in the strongest division of college football?
It's as unbelievable as it seems to. I can't believe I'm going to say this on television. Mississippi State is the third best team in the SEC West. They are.
Well, they can't be, Reid.
Well, who is them?
Well, I don't know, but here's the argument.
Okay.
They can't be. You know that anything that comes out of the state of Mississippi ends up at the very bottom.
Oh, listen.
Everything that comes out of Mississippi is ranked last, Reid, including, unfortunately, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Hey, it's Texas A&M. That's who it is, Reid. They've been added. You forgot about them.
Well, yeah, I do try to forget about Texas A&M, but here's the thing. Let me just go through one team at a time real quickly and say, all right, so the other contenders, right, for third best team behind Alabama and LSU would be Auburn. They're out because Mississippi State has already clobbered them, and also they're awful at football this year.
Okay.
Ole Miss, right, barely even a real football
Still
team.
in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, the Black Bears, no chance at all. Then you have Arkansas, which is just, I can't tell if Arkansas is a joke or just the saddest story next to where the red fern grows. It's a terrible situation.
John L. Smith is a joke, not the team, and he'll be gone in a week or two, Reid.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden Tyler Wilson's better. He's got his head on straight again. He's not going into press conferences yelling and hooting and hollering and all this.
That press conference sucked.
Yeah.
I'm just using his language. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. He's back, Reid. I think Arkansas is actually going to get back on their feet a little bit.
No, that's not going to happen. John L. Smith is poor guy. He's a little bit of a joke, and the team is a sad story. And then you have Texas A&M, right? But listen, Will, don't forget, Texas A&M is a team who gets off to a lead in the first half. They go into halftime, they come back out, and then they lose the lead. Don't forget, Texas A&M, Will, that stands for Texas Agricultural and Can't Hold a Lead. So listen, they're not the third best team either. So unbelievably, Dan Mullen has finally, he's beaten a team from the West finally other than Ole Miss, and now they have ascended to third best in the SEC West, which is actually saying something.
Even if they're there right now, Reid, the state of Mississippi is like quicksand. They're just going to slowly sink to the bottom however they're ranked.
Poor Mississippi.
Poor Mississippi.
Yeah. Hey, Will, what do you call the wife of a hippie?
What's that?
Mississippi.
Nice, Reid. After this, we'll go to Tuscaloosa to learn how to be TV professionals with Gary Harris.
More on that at 11.
Reid, if there's one thing you and I are going after, what is it?
More money.
A regional Emmy, Reid.
Oh,
it's a
that's
regional
Emmy.
Emmy. But people keep telling us, for us to get that regional Emmy, we have to become more professional. That's why we went recently and spent time with Gary Harris at WVUA so he could teach us how to
make more money.
Get that regional Emmy. Welcome back to the Iron Bowl Hour. I'm Will Lockamy along with Reid Lockamy. But Reid, let's get serious for a second. We're joined here by our friend Gary Harris. Now, Gary, we're trying to professionalize what we do because, you know, we get poked fun at a lot and we don't use a script. And so we wanted to come to a guy who's a professional and been in this business for a long time. How long have you been sportscasting on TV?
Well, you know, it's the only full-time job I've ever had. I started when I was 18 years old.
Right off the bat, is there one piece of advice you can
Well,
give us?
right now,
Yeah.
we've got to stop tape because your foreheads are shining like a full moon on a southern Saturday night. We got to get a little powder on there.
I've noticed, Gary, you have really just, I'm assuming probably what is technically an award-winning smile. Now, I don't really ever smile. I'm very cynical and unhappy in general. And how do you perfect a smile?
You do have to work at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's because the main thing you want to do is to smile, and people think that it's natural, even when sometimes it's not. And it'll become secondary to you. It'll become second nature.
I'm gonna go to camera and give it a try, and then you can maybe critique me a little bit.
No.
No? It was a little painful.
The smile really needs to already be there by the time you get to the camera. It's like better.
That's pretty good.
You guys have potential.
How much tongue should there be in a smile?
None.
Now, part of being professional is having a plan, using a script.
Usually.
Reid and I don't do that. Everything is ad-lib.
I've seen your show
Yeah,
a number of times.
I mean, do you ever mess up, Gary?
Yes. If you're on live TV, you mess up, as you guys know, it comes with the territory, and it is hard.
With our smiles mastered, it was time to deliver the news.
The best way to learn in this business is by doing.
Okay.
So we're actually going to read some script off the prompter. You may freeze up a little bit when there's actually printed word on the screen.
Right.
But just try to put the same vigor and enthusiasm you put into it when you're talking about absolutely nothing important.
Okay.
What we're used to. Okay,
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Here we go. Alabama will build a $9 million two-story training facility for athletes.
Wait. Your voice just went up 3 octaves, Will.
Yeah, it was a little girlish.
It was a little girlish. There's no doubt.
Okay.
Reid nailed it.
Alabama will build a $9 million two-story training facility for athletes.
Wait. You still got to keep that famous Will Lockamy emotion in it as well.
I like how you use the word famous, Gary.
I'm going to try this.
Hey, Reid, quick advice.
Yes.
I know you're proud that you mastered the art of the smile, but don't start out with a goofy smile.
Well, now I thought that was a good one.
It wasn't.
Should I go back to this one? Alabama will build a $9 million two-story training facility for athletes. University system trustees on Wednesday approved construction of the...
For our purposes, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, in Tuscaloosa, it's not surprising that it would be Wednesday. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
the wins. Yeah, the emphasis on wins. Nice.
Should we make it 14's Day?
Not yet.
Alabama will build a $9 million two...
Keep the scripts on the desk.
But now what if I need to refer to the script, though?
You have glasses on. Can you not read from the desk to the...
From here to here? Alabama will build a $9 million totally bodacious
Stop.
two-story.
Ad-libbing's okay, as long as it's in the context of the story.
Bodacious is
Bodacious is not.
Badonkadonk?
No.
Okay. All right.
It turns out that being a sports anchor wasn't, as Reid put it, the easiest job on earth. Wednesday, with a continuing quarterback battle and minus the two recent signees, Clint Mosley and Kyle Frazier are in competition, and then hopefully Coach Chiswick will have a starter named by the opening game against a team.
Quarterback Zeke Pike and cornerback Jonathan Rose have left the program and plan to transfer. Pike enrolled in January, but Chiswick sent him in June, and something about a freshman this morning over at Alabama Soccer State. This is a soccer story again. We can drop this, and let's just fast forward through the soccer story.
Welcome back to the Iron Bowl Hour. Now, Gary, this is where we're going to do some play-by-play. Help me out.
Yeah, well, this is one of the most important things a sportscaster does, our play-by-play highlights.
Right.
And unlike the scripted stories, a lot of this is done on the fly.
And now to baseball news, Will. The Braves played their 400th game of the season, and here we see in the first inning, Carlos Lee, a Marlins player, hits a single off of Ben Sheets. Ladies, good news, that hit is single.
Pop fly to center field. Can the Marlins get it? Ooh,
Running.
They
Ooh,
do.
no, he did not, Will. You're just like Keith Jackson, missing calls there.
He scores Emilio Bonifacio.
Then Matt LeBlanc, is that from Friends? It's Wade LeBlanc, actually. I'm sorry, Wade LeBlanc. Something about Jason Hayward.
All right, I think we get the gist of it, Reid. Couple of things. You do understand accuracy is important in what we do, correct?
I have seen some local news stations say
some
that,
may,
yes.
claim that, actually.
Scores Emilio Bonifacio.
It's Bonifacio. Critique time.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the case of you two guys,
Yeah.
that was actually good.
That's not bad.
And I think what we've learned here is that some people are meant to be professional sportscasters, i.e. me,
Right.
and some people are not, i.e. the two of you. But when you do it in your own unique style, it's actually pretty entertaining. So I think that's what we've learned.
Well, that is all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Gary, what's that last look at sports?
Alabama football, practice on Friday. We'll have it covered.
Excellent. Reid, how's the weather going to look this weekend?
Gonna be a scorcher in the morning, Will. 41 degrees Celsius. We're moving to the metric system.
Holy moly. We'll see you next week.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, the fact that we're going to the Celsius system, I mean, that's you're breaking news, too. All right. Great job. Oh, man, my pleasure. I'm telling you what.
Been working on my calf muscles, Will.
Yeah, you have. I could tell for sure.
Yeah.
Reid, up next, we're going to the top of Vulcan with former Alabama Giant Thomas Rayam.
I think it's the Alabama Crimson Tide, not Giants.
Reid, it's time for rapid fire questions on the grill, brought to you by Billy's Sports Grill with former Alabama Giant Thomas Rayam.
Absolutely.
Here we
All
go.
right, here we go. How many kicks have you blocked in your life?
3.
You sang in choirs growing up.
Right.
Can we hear a little something?
La 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 la.
Very nice, Thomas.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Kids are gonna kill me.
Yeah, absolutely.
How large of an igloo could you afford when you played for the Edmonton Eskimos in the CFL?
Well, I didn't have to buy one. I made my own.
Nice. It's that cold.
There you
It's
go.
just that cold.
Was Bill Curry the worst head coach you played under at Alabama?
No, God, no.
He wasn't?
No.
Who was the
How many
worst?
other coaches
We
did you
didn't
play
have
under?
a worst coach. We didn't have a bad coach.
Was he the only coach you played under, head
I
coach?
played under Ray Perkins and Bill Curry.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
think Ray Perkins came in and it was there doing a great job, and Bill Curry inherited a team that he had to raise from boys to men.
But which was worse?
Man.
Oh, wait, Boys to Men. I like them. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a great group.
All
I
right.
love them
What's
too.
that song? It's
My
the,
wife likes them also.
It's the time to
Okay.
say goodbye.
Hey. Let me do the
Okay,
singing.
all right, that's fine.
I'll
You're
do
right.
the singing.
There you
All right, cool.
Is it safe to try to tackle Eddie Lacy?
No, because he has that young kid right behind him,
Yeah.
and he's pushing him really, really hard. So he's like a freight train right
He just
behind
runs
him.
over
He
people.
runs
Yeah, he
over people.
does.
He battered because,
Yeah.
one mistake, you got the kid in there.
No.
Should Auburn go ahead and forfeit the game against LSU this weekend?
I want to see him play it. I
bet
like
you
to see.
do.
I like to see him get run over, and I like to see people get hit because LSU is bringing the funk. So it's
There
going to
we
be
go.
a great game.
Ready for an elevator ride,
Let's
Will?
do it.
All right, here we
Here we
go.
Here we go.
Thomas Rayam, the man behind the block kick in the 1989 Penn State game.
Thank you.
Are you sick of people asking you about that?
Well, it gets long sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So tell us, Thomas, about the blocked kick in the
my
1989.
We want to know more about that.
Because
Do you really want to know
I
the
really
ins and
do.
out of the block?
Well, let me ask you a question first, because a lot of times when people are watching college football games and it kind of gets down to the end of the game like that,
Right.
and you know, oh, this team is just basically has an extra point to kick and they're going to win.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of Alabama fans are watching that thinking, well, we've lost this game. What were you thinking marching onto the field
Well,
for that kick?
I was telling the guy beside me, Mike Ramil, that, you know, I'm going to knock this guy blank out of the hole.
Right.
And I want you to go through and block the kick because it was set up that Mike Ramil blocks the kick, not me. I wasn't supposed to block it at all. And, you know, when we were lining up to block the kick, we could turn around and see we had one little shade of crimson in the corner of the stadium. And myself personally thinking that, you know, we can't let these people down that's come so far to support us. And I had a bad injury that happened again that week.
You were injured bad, you would say?
Well, injured bad.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
the ankle was huge. If you ever watch the game, you can see me out there limping around, making tackles and just trying.
Still making tackles.
Still making tackles.
It
But
was nice the way you slipped that in. You can see me hobbling around, still making tackles.
still making tackles. Hey, still playing for the Tide.
Still looking handsome.
Hey. No, that's something about me I can't stand about football. Don't go on the field looking neat and nice. I want it to be.
Save that for the interview.
Hey, save that for the interview. It's got to be kind of
So
like.
you're injured bad.
Yeah, injured bad.
And what
Okay,
happened?
get back on track. Injured bad. Lining up in front of a guy who was supposed to be, who was one of their best offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
But like we teach guys to play football, watch the ball, watch what's going on, be into the game. Don't just be at the game.
Be the ball.
Be the ball,
Right.
be the man. When the center moved, I moved. And the guy wasn't ready to move. So I kind of took him by surprise with 2 hands to the chest, and the rest is history.
And
So
so
I
you-
gave that guy everything I got.
Pushed him so far back, and that's what cheerleaders are always talking about, Will. Push him back, push him back, way back. So you just followed that advice.
Yeah, but I'm the type coach now that says cheerleaders don't win football games.
Well, they did that day.
That's right.
They did that
No.
day. So Thomas,
Will, I hadn't thought about it that way. Yeah.
how often do you get people asking about that block?
Every day.
Is it every day?
It's something really that, you know, it's just been a blessing, really, to have had that because I work for a company, Mash Medical, and I sell medical supplies. So I'm in places where people recognize me as that football player. Next thing you know, it's like you're that guy blocked that kick. So in order to see, and I'm telling my secrets, God Almighty.
Yeah, go for it.
God Almighty.
Come on,
In
roll
order to see that doctor sometime, you know, I'm gonna pull out those cards with that block
Sure.
on it, which now has become my.
You have it on the cards?
Oh God, yeah. Okay, it's a big postcard. It's a big oversized postcard with my block on it, and I signed them repeatedly for people.
That's pretty
and
fantastic.
No
you
kidding.
know,
You
it's
guys
awesome.
should hire the entire team that blocked the Tennessee kick a couple of years
No,
ago.
mine was
yeah.
first.
Well,
Mine was first. No, it's Desperation Block first, then Mount Cody.
But another cool thing that you do is you teach a football 101 class.
For mommies and women.
Right. So how did you get started doing that?
What happened was, my son started playing football, and my wife Elaine, who's a big football fan, loved football.
Did you just call your wife big? Is that what you
No!
Okay.
No!
I think it sounded that way.
No!
Okay.
No, I didn't, Elaine.
She's a big fan.
No, she's a big
Oh,
fan
okay,
of
sorry.
football.
I misunderstood.
No, we didn't say that.
Okay.
Okay, get back.
Okay.
She, you know, didn't know a whole lot about the ins and outs of football, and a lot of mommies didn't know. A lot of grandmas didn't know what little Johnny was doing out there in that three-point stance, and they wanted to understand more about football because it gives ladies who want to be in the crowd, in the football crowd, knowledge.
Did your wife not go? Where did she go to Alabama? Did she not
went to
watch you play?
Yeah, but she didn't know me at the time.
Okay.
You know, she was a Bama Belle, and you know, I used to have like appointments with Mr. Bobby Ray Hicks over at administration there. He and I used to do a bunch of little things like go out and speak to kids, and he would take me to different places to speak. But this one day in particular, I was late, and he hated for me to be late. And Elaine was, you know, she was running the class, and I was running to Bobby Ray Hicks' office, and boom! Almost killed her.
Ran into her.
Not a good way to start a relationship.
But now that is considered the spot.
Where the collision occurred.
Where
is the spot?
That's right in front of Rose Administration, right across the street from Communication Building by the big tree. I would love to put a bench there. Our kids call it the spot. Jalen named it
You're
the
Thomas
spot.
Rayam. You can put a bench there.
I wish I
would
could.
think so, yeah.
I wish I could.
You think somebody's going to try to block you putting
I
a
don't
bench
have a
there?
bench out there, so I don't know if they'll let me put one there.
You can get your bench. I promise you. Thomas Rayam, thanks so much for hanging out. Up top.
Thank you. Up top.
Boom. There you go. Up next, it's time for the Wickles Pickles Picks of the Week. You know, Reid, when we pick pickles, we pick Wickles, and it's now time for the Wickles Pickles Picks of the Week.
That's true, Will. Now, this is a season-long points competition, right? And as of week 3 in the season, right, Will, I am currently beating you by a score of 82 to 83. Remember, it's like golf. The lower your score, the better.
God, even I was confused.
We try to pick the games as closely as we can, and for every point you're off and the actual outcome, you pick up points.
Okay.
All right, so, Will, the games this week are Alabama versus Florida Atlantic, who no one's taking seriously, and also Auburn is playing LSU. Now let's pick the Alabama. Let's pick the Alabama game first. How do you see that game working out?
I see Alabama going easy on Florida Atlantic and only winning by 45.
Okay, I'm also going to pick them to win by a similar margin. I'm going to say Alabama by 40 points over Florida Atlantic. That's a tough team coming out of Florida there. Yeah.
Sure it is.
Now, Will, the Auburn LSU game, this is going to be just a bloodbath. How do you see this one happening?
I see LSU winning this game by 24 points.
Okay, I see LSU winning probably by 80 or 90, but I'm going to say 28.
I don't know. I wish you would have said 80 or 90.
I'm going to say 28 because I'm trying to beat you in this competition.
Well, good luck to you, Reid.
Thanks.
Don't forget that you can follow us at the Iron Bowl Hour on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And of course, you can listen to our radio show, Oh Brother Radio, every Thursday on Birmingham Mountain Radio.
Yeah, and don't forget that you can actually just follow us literally. I drive a Hyundai. You may see me around town sometime.
Creepy. That's all the time we have for this week on the Iron Bowl Hour. I'm Will Lockamy.
And I'm Reid Lockamy.
Roll Eagle, Reid.
War Tide, Will.
The Iron Bowl Hour is brought to you by Wickles Pickles. Add an exciting new taste to everything from Thanksgiving dinner to Saturday sandwiches. A Wickles pickle will tickle your taste buds just right. Billy's Sports Grill in Birmingham, located in English Village, Overton Road, and coming soon to Northport. Billy's, come on in and feed your goat. And Vulcan Park and Museum, home to the world's largest cast iron statue. For more information, log on to www.visitvulcan.com.
He's going back to Jacks. Zinger.
Chumbawamba.
Snapple.
Paint him purple and call him a brony.
Wang dang doodle. Whoop whoop. Who let that dog out?
That ball is... I got nothing.
Whoa, jelly.